Hello beautiful people and welcome to my new video. For today's theme we have decided to start about identification. So what is the identification? From the moment that we are born until the day that we get old and die, we are always constantly identifying with something. That identification starts when we are just little kids, and the first thing that we identify is our body and our mind. After that, identification goes further. We identify with our family, with our nation, with religion, and so on and on and on. So, whole our life we are identifying with someone or something constantly. And this process makes us closed, dull, and our life become hard. So what can we do to avoid this? What can we do to be complete, the whole, to stop this process of identification? To understand this, we have to ask ourselves first, what is the identity? The identity is that thing that everything collected in our life. So every memory that we had from our birth until your age that you're watching now, everything that you ever seen, all your qualities, beliefs, your experiences, everything that you ever accumulated, that is your identity. So you can identify first with yourself, with your thoughts, and then you can start identifying with your nation, with your outside things that you see. But if you deeply look at it, that is also identification with yourself, because every time you identify with something, you divide with that. So, as long as there is identification, there is no freedom. Why people are so identified with themselves? They are small-minded, they are close. You cannot see yourself as a whole. You cannot see yourself as a bright image of what you really are. You are only limited by the things that you have collected and narrowed, by the knowledge, and knowledge is always limited. Why people are so occupied with themselves? Is it because they have fears? Is it because they don't have a hope for better life? Or they have a hope for better life? Is it because they constantly struggle because they have problems that they cannot solve, because they are suffering deep inside? If you want to go over this problem identification, you have to start looking at yourself as a whole human being, not separately, part by part. If you try to change yourself and to become a better person, let's say you're a burglar and you want to stop doing that, and you say to yourself, one day I will stop being a burglar. But you are actually dividing yourself, you are lying yourself, because in the meantime, while you are trying to stop that, you are still a burglar, you are still doing that. So to really go beyond that, you have to start observing yourself as a whole. So what does that mean? You are observer. The observer is everything that you ever have collected. The observer is your identity. So, to stop identifying, you have to realize that observer and observed are one. You may ask yourself, how is that possible? Well, you have to really be completely present with yourself. You have to sit down, close your eyes, or whatever you liked, and start really observing yourself without a choice. So how do you observe yourself without a choice? Let's say, for example, I want to observe something without a choice. I want to observe part of me, let's say my hand. This hand is part of me. If I want to observe my hand without any choice, I just have to look at her. I don't have to say anything. I cannot do anything about it. It's my hand. What should I do? Cut it off? No, it's my hand. I can just observe it. It's the same thing with your thoughts. The problem is you are identified with your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You have to see that the observer and the observed are one, and they are all past. So, when you realize that you cannot do anything about your thoughts, you are just observing them, and they start to diminish, to go away. So what does that mean for your life? Well, you have to ask yourself that question. Have you ever been angry, really, really angry on someone? In the moment when you are angry, you are the anger. How is it possible? Because when you are angry, you are the observer. Let's say it happens to you that someone make you really, really mad, really angry, and you explode. You want to say something to his face. There is no time to control yourself. You are just doing, you are becoming that anger. It's consumed you all the way. After the anger is past, you divide yourself at the one who was angry and the one who is observed now. So, observer and observed are one, and they are always past. Therefore, the hardest thing for me, for my life, to realize was that basically you are nothing. Because our mind cannot handle the fact that we are nothing. How can we be nothing? Simple as that. As long as there is a division between observer and the observed, there will be a conflict. A conflict between everything. Wars, aggressions, thoughts, everything. There is no real love. There is no compassion. People always identify love with the feelings, but love is something completely different. Love is state of awareness. So, when you observe without a choice, you are no longer divided. You are no longer divided to observer and the observed. And that arises a new question. How can you, or is it possible at all, to observe without choice? We already discussed that. So, to observe without choice is simply to be aware, simply to be present of that what you are doing. You are just watching it, and you will realize that, let's say for example, we took that example earlier, anger, you have exploded, you are now angry. If you watch that anger with all your concentration, all your attention, everything that you have, that anger will melt away. I know it sounds stupid and most people do not even try it, but please, you have to do this. Try it for yourself. You will see your life will be completely different, completely changed. So, you cannot practice awareness. Awareness is not a practice. Awareness is a state of being. You simply are when you are aware. We can say in a language, you practice to be aware, you are meditating, but in reality, you are just being aware. nothing more, nothing less. And that awareness, that observation of yourself, of your action, of everything that you do without a choice, will bring you closer to that what you really are. That really is awareness. At the end of this video, I will ask you to do something. Not for me, because I'm not important. I'm just a mirror of you that you're watching. Try to observe yourself in your daily life, in everything that you do. Do not judge yourself. Whatever you do, let's say you make a mistake or you do something bad. Do not try to say, you did a bad thing. You are already divided yourself to observer and the observed. You just have to watch it. Be aware that this happened and continue. And just observe and observe and observe everything that you do. And soon you will notice that you have completely different state of mind, completely different awareness. And that awareness will gradually grow in you. You will become more aware, you will be more radiant, you will be more complete human being. Thank you for watching our video. If you find anything useful or helpful in this video, please subscribe, like, share with your friends, comment down below what would you like to see next on our YouTube videos, and let the infinite love guide you in your life. Until next time, see ya.